Hi, how's it going? So today I'm going to do something very controversial, but not controversial in the way that it's like drama and tea. No, it's going to be controversial because it's just going to piss people off and I can already see it coming, but I don't really care. So today I'm going to be ranking Arnott's biscuits. If you don't know what Arnott's biscuits are, what rock are you living under? Or you may just not live in Australia, which sucks to be you. They make really good biscuits. They make a variety of briskets. They make a variety of biscuits and they're all pretty good, but some are better than others. Some can go f themselves. That's what we're doing today, is ranking these biscuits. Before we get started, I'm just gonna show you my sock.
Why are you like this?
It's got flowers on it. That's the sock of the day, and let's just jump into this thing. Okay, so we do have 5 categories on the screen that these are going to be ranked into. First category, which is the top tier, Steve Irwin approves, because if Steve Irwin approves of this biscuit, you know it's a good biscuit. Second category, good but not the best. There are some biscuits that are pretty good, but you wouldn't recommend them as your favourite to anyone, so they're going to be dropped into that category. Your middle tier is would eat if there wasn't anything left in the pantry. I believe that if you come home from a hard day of school, you just want to snack on something because you're feeling a little bit depressed, you go into the pantry, the only thing you've got left is this biscuit. You're not going to turn it down, but you're also not going to really feel good about yourself afterwards, so that's that category. Fourth category, second from the bottom, don't put this in my recess. There are a number of biscuits that I would hate to get in my recess, and that is where they are going. And last category, throw it in the bin. I don't think there's ever been a biscuit that I've actually physically thrown in the bin. Let's just jump straight into it because otherwise I'm going to be here all day. First, we have TV snacks. If you don't know what a TV snack is, you're missing out on life because they are absolutely amazing. But there's different types of TV snacks. Clearly, as you can see it on the fucking screen, they do have different values to different people. This is going to piss some people off. I know it is. So we're just going to get started. Original TV snacks. Would eat if there wasn't anything left in the pantry. They're not great. They're dark chocolate, but it's not a tasty dark chocolate. And the actual cookie on the inside, average, I'm sorry. Malt sticks, Steve Irwin approves. Whatever you want to say to me, go ahead, but like malt sticks, TV snacks malt sticks are just, they're good. They are just really, really good. They don't deserve to be in the second category because I do believe that that is the kind of thing, you know, you go to the shops, you pick it up, you get home, you get drunk and you're really upset, you eat your fucking TV snack and you are better. Like, they will solve your problems. Wafer bites. Don't put this in my recess. Self-explanatory, I don't want to eat them. They're just not good and TV snacks could do better and they have. So that's going to stay there. Now we move on to the family assorted biscuits. So for those who don't know, these come in different categories of biscuit packets. There are different packets of biscuits that they come in an assortment. I cannot speak right now. I'm getting so excited. Family biscuits. Oh my god. Okay, so family biscuits are like the plain ones. So the ones that you would get, the ones that your mum would buy from the shop and she would put that in your recess even though you really wanted the ones with the cream in the middle, but she went and bought the family assorted anyway. So we start off with the nice biscuits. Now, they're average, but I don't think they're bad. So would eat if there wasn't anything left in the pantry for sure. Milk arrowroot, I would say good but not the best. I don't know, it's something about the way that it's formed is really nice. And also, okay, so the milk arrowroot biscuits, they are the ones that we used to put, you'd put icing on the front of them and then you'd put sprinkles on top, so it's like fairy bread except it's on a biscuit, and you would have that at parties, and that was really good. So the fact that they can do that, good but not the best. Choc Ripple. Would eat if there wasn't anything left in the pantry because there's better tasting chocolate biscuits out there and that one just doesn't sell it for me. Classic Scotch Finger. Yeah, would eat if there wasn't anything left in the pantry, only because there's better versions of the Scotch Finger, which we will now get into. Chocolate Scotch Finger. Oh, see, this is where it gets hard because I think they go in Steve Irwin approved just because I could smash a packet of them any day of the week and I couldn't do that with a milk arrow, so no, it has to go in that category. Now we move on to the shittest Scotch Finger, the one with the choc chips in it, which no one really likes. My beef with Arnott's is that the choc chips that they put in the biscuits, They use it in these and they use it in the Tiny Teddies. They are not good, okay? The chocolate in there is not good, and I do not know how it got past everyone and they were like, yeah, sure, we approve this, this can go out to society. Like, that shouldn't have happened. The chocolate is just not good. However, would eat it if there wasn't anything left in the pantry. If I don't have the chocolate Scotch fingers, I would eat it. It is kind of on par. Is it on par with the plain Scotch fingers? I think it is, because like you do get the little bit of chocolate, even if it is terrible. Usually chocolate improves everything, but I'd be lying to myself if I said I wouldn't want it in my recess, because a Scotch finger is still a good biscuit. We're gonna have to move on because I'm just gonna get heated. Teddy bear biscuit. I say don't put this in my recess because it's just not as good plain as it is with chocolate, which is the next one, which I would say wouldn't eat if there's anything, would eat if there wasn't anything left in the pantry, because it's not my go-to biscuit. I don't know what it is about that biscuit and the chocolate they use on it, but it's just not the best. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt or a grain of sugar. Butternut snap cookie. Would eat if there wasn't anything left in the pantry. Oh, they are, no, actually good but not the best, because I think that the butternut snap, it is a very good biscuit. There is one, I was going to say, there is one biscuit that I don't have on here, and that's Anzac biscuits, because I think that's Anzac biscuits is a whole thing, and I think getting into a debate about whether Anzac biscuits actually taste good or not depends on the brand, so that's a whole nother thing. But the butternut snap is a close second to an Anzac biscuit, tasting a little bit different. I do like a butternut snap. It is not my go-to, but I will eat it. However, the chocolate butternut snap would only eat if there wasn't anything left in the pantry. It's just not as good. I know I just said before that chocolate really improves everything, but I think with this particular biscuit, it just doesn't. It doesn't do it justice, and that's really unfortunate because it is a nice biscuit, but chocolate just doesn't do anything for it, I'm sorry. Milk coffee. I'm gonna say don't put it in my recess because I don't really like it, and also coffee is disgusting, so fight me if you will, but I don't like coffee. Those are what those biscuits are made for, is to dunk it in your coffee, and I'm not about that, so don't put it in my recess, thanks. Okay, here we go. We're getting to the real juicy meat of it all now. The Monte Carlo. Automatically, Steve Irwin approves. If you don't like Monte Carlo biscuits, there is something wrong with you, okay? It is just one of those biscuits that is just, it's just better than the rest. Like, I know it's on level with the chocolate Scotch finger and the TV snacks malt sticks, but it is just one of those ones that, like, in my childhood, that is the biscuit that I would eat. If that was in my recess box, I would be like, hell yes, dude. Today is gonna be a good day. So the next one is, I'd say, like, the younger cousin of the Monte Carlo, which is the Monty, which I think is the Monte Carlo biscuit, but covered in chocolate, but it doesn't taste good. I don't know why, because the Monte Carlo is really amazing, but this one just isn't any good. Don't put it in my recess. Next we have Delta Cream. I think that chocolate biscuits, like, we've had the chocolate ripple in there, but I think chocolate biscuits they're an interesting topic. Some of them can be really good and some of them can be really shit, and I think the Delta Cream, because it's the shitty chocolate biscuit with the cream, don't put this in my recess. Oh, the next one. Okay. Orange Slice. Absolutely disgusting. I hate Orange Slice. It is the worst biscuit that they've got, and this is from the cream pack or whatever. If anyone buys the Orange Slice in its own packet, I would be shocked, because it is the worst biscuit in that family of biscuits, okay? I'm just it makes me mad because they thought to themselves, orange cream on a plain biscuit is a good idea. And it just wasn't a good idea. It is never a good idea. I don't like it. I don't like looking at it. We're gonna move on. The Kingston biscuit is an interesting one, because this used to be my favorite biscuit, but I don't like it as much anymore. I think what they've done is the actual biscuit part of it, because it's the biscuit with the chocolate filling, which is interesting because everything else they have is a cream, vanilla filling. This one is a chocolate filling. I think it is way up there, so it's gonna go in good but not the best. It is very hard for me to say that, because yeah, it was my favorite biscuit for a while, but I don't know, I think I'm at the point now, the actual biscuit is just too sweet, which is crazy for me to say because I have chocolate literally every day and it is super unhealthy, but I just think that the actual biscuit, it's not good enough anymore. If they changed it to a less sweet, I sound like Claire, if it wasn't as sweet, I would put it in Steve Irwin approves, but it's not because of that extra sweetness that you get from the biscuit. Shortbread cream, good but not the best. It is not the one that I would automatically reach for. If there's Monte Carlos there, I'll grab them first. But then if there's shortbread cream, I can't speak. If there's Monte Carlos there, they go first, and then the shortbread cream. Okay, yo-yos. Absolutely Steve Irwin approves. Yo-yos are just a good biscuit. And okay, so there's a specific way that you eat yo-yos. So on the front of it, and oh my god, okay, so with the yo-yos, why am I so excited about this? With yo-yos, you have the title yo-yo, right? And it's either landscape or portrait on the biscuit. They literally made landscape and portrait biscuits of the same biscuit. Like, incredible job, guys. You're doing God's work here. So the way that you eat a yo-yo is you use your teeth and you scratch off the yo-yo writing on the front, and then you chew around the little raised bit on the side. You chew that off first, and then you eat the rest of the biscuit. That is how a yo-yo must be eaten, and if you're not eating it that light, if you're not eating it like that, you're doing it wrong. TikToks. Wait. Yep, this is going to be controversial. Good, but not the best. And the reason that I'm saying that, I do love a good TikTok biscuit, but it's... is it? Oh, but it could go on Steve Irwin approves. I feel like I need a category in between that one. It really is a good biscuit, I'm not going to lie. It's a great biscuit. But is it Steve Irwin approves? No, I'd say it's on par with the Kingston, because it used to be something that was a go-to for me. Like, I would have it a lot. Like, I like to... If mum buys TikToks, I will eat them. Like, no shit, I will smash a packet of TikToks. But, I don't know, they're just not up there for me anymore, which is really sad. Okay, those choc chip cookies that you get in the packets of the, it's not the family assorted. Maybe it is the family assorted. I don't know, whatever the one is where you get the choc chip cookie in. Would eat it if there wasn't anything left in the pantry. It's not the best, it's not the worst. I don't ever see anyone buying those packets of choc chip cookies on their own. They'll only eat it when it comes out of that packet of the family assorted. Chocolate Wheaton. I can't say that I've eaten loads of them recently, but it's going in. Don't put this in my recess, because I wouldn't want it in my recess. Like, it's got chocolate on it, but that's probably the only part of it that I would like. I think the actual wheat bit, like, it's kind of like a digestive, but a digestive biscuit is a lot better made. Sorry, arnott's for the drag, but it's true. So it goes in that. Creamy chocolate, not the worst, not the best. It's a chocolate biscuit with cream in the middle. Like, what more can you say about it? Don't put it in my recess because I don't feel like eating it. Okay, the Gaiety. Now this, it is a wafer, but I also classify it as a biscuit, and that may be a little controversial, but I don't really care. So the Gaiety, it's interesting as well, because the Gaiety and the Tim Tam are they're like, people keep comparing them, but there's no comparison, because the Gaiety is a wafer and a Tim Tam has got the biscuit with the chocolate in the middle, right? So technically a Gaiety is not a biscuit, but I like them. They're not going in good, but not the best though. They're going to go and would eat if there wasn't anything left in the pantry, just because they're not my go-to, but I will eat them if there's nothing left. Vovo biscuits. Throw it in the bin. They're awful. I hate them a lot, and they are just the worst. That little bit of jam or whatever the fuck it is down the middle and like the coconut on top, don't rate that. Don't like that at all. It goes there, and that is enough. Hundreds and thousands. So the interesting thing is that the hundreds and thousands and the TikToks have the same icing, except that you've got hundreds and thousands on that biscuit. See, why is this so hard? It shouldn't be so hard to rank these biscuits. Like, I have some that I know that are top tier and some that I know that are trash, but these ones in the middle, they're really getting me. I think it's between good but not the best and would eat if there wasn't anything left in the pantry, but I'm really conflicted on what one to put it in, because TikToks are in good but not the best. No, it has to go in that category, because I would eat it if there wasn't anything left in the pantry, but I would prefer a TikTok over hundreds and thousands, and also because you can just make the hundreds and thousand biscuit on the milk arrowroot, you know, like you can just do homemade ones and they always taste better than the store-bought. So mint slice. Mint is an interesting one. Don't put it in my recess. Oops. Don't put it in my recess. I don't really rate, I don't know what it is. The chocolate biscuit in that one is just, it's just not good. Okay, it's not my favorite thing to eat, so I don't want it in my recess. I probably would eat it if there wasn't anything left, but at the same time I could probably hold myself back from doing that. Like, if I looked at that and that was the only thing left in the fridge, maybe I would just make some peanut paste on toast instead, you know what I mean? It's just not that good. I'm sorry if you're a mint fan, but like, mint slice is just not that good of a biscuit. Strawberry shortcake, throw it in the bin. I don't even know why those exist. Absolute trash. Okay, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. I'm on my last line of items, not of fucking drugs, you crazy people. Royales. So, here's an interesting fact about me. I hate marshmallow. I do not eat it. It is gross, and that's all I have to say about it. It's just disgusting, and I don't want it anywhere near me. So when everyone comes home raving about Royales, I just kind of don't understand the hype because there's marshmallow in it and it's awful. I'm sorry if you like marshmallow, but it's going and throw it in the bin because I don't like it. And this is gonna be a reoccurring thing for the other marshmallow thing that's coming up. The dark chocolate version of it, same thing. It's still got marshmallow in it. It's still disgusting. Tim Tams. Chocolate Tim Tams, your basic Tim Tam. Steve Irwin approves, obviously. No one's going to deny a Tim Tam, you know? Tim Tams they're just good to eat. You can bite each end off and turn it into a straw and suck up your chocolate milk. So there's nothing to hate about a Tim Tam. However, the other Tim Tams that exist, because there's more than that's just listed on here, but I'm not putting the other ones in because that's a whole nother thing. Dark chocolate Tim Tam, don't put this in my recess. I'm sorry if you like dark chocolate, I'm just not that big of a fan. So it's going in that one because if it was in my recess, I would probably be really upset. White chocolate Tim Tam, I'm actually getting like kind of stressed a little bit about this. I would eat it if there wasn't anything left in the pantry. That's not to say that I want to eat it because, like, I don't think we ever buy white chocolate Tim Tams. But if it was in there, I would probably eat it. And I think the same goes for the caramel one. But it's not great, okay? The caramel that they put in that, not ideal. So now, I know that a wagon wheel is not specifically Australian, but Arnott's make a wagon wheel, and it is awful. I hate wagon wheels. I'm sorry. That is super controversial. I know that people love wagon wheels, but I'm not one of those people. I do not rate wagon wheels. They have marshmallow in the middle. We all know now that I hate marshmallow. Wagon wheels aren't as good as you think they are, okay? Tiny teddies. This is another thing. So back when I mentioned the choc chips, right? Tiny teddies are included in that choc chips. Choc chip tiny teddies would eat if there wasn't anything left in the pantry, only because they're tiny teddies and tiny teddies always taste good. But just the choc chip in that, not good. Change your recipe to something better, then I'll eat them more consistently and I might buy a packet of them separate. Chocolate tiny teddies. Same as the choc chip, not because it's worse, but also it's not my favorite thing in the world. Again, chocolate biscuit, I don't know what it is. See, you know what's interesting as well is that the Tim Tam is a chocolate biscuit, but it is a really good chocolate biscuit and I don't know why the other chocolate biscuits don't taste like a Tim Tam. Like, if the other ones tasted like a Tim Tam did, I would definitely eat them more often, but they don't, so I don't, you know? We have milk chocolate and we have honey tiny teddies. Milk chocolate tiny teddy, good but not the best. Hold your thoughts for a second. They are really good. Milk chocolate tiny teddies, absolutely would love a box of them. But you know when you have a box and you put it in your car and you drive home and you get home and you pull it out and all the tiny teddies are clumped together because of the fucking chocolate on the back of them? Kind of annoying. So I think the original tiny teddy, which is the honey tiny teddy, is Steve Irwin approved. It's just good. Like the biscuit is just good, okay? There's not much more I can say about that. The tiny teddy honey biscuit is better than the milk chocolate backed tiny teddy biscuit, and I'm waiting for the rage to happen because I know it's coming, but it's just the truth. And finally we get to the absolute king of the Arnott's biscuit, and that is caramel crowns. That goes up into Steve Irwin approves. If you don't like caramel crowns, something is definitely wrong with you, okay? These biscuits, they are just amazing. This is my go-to biscuit. If I'm going to the shops, I will buy this. They're just good biscuits, okay? The caramel on the top, the thin layer of chocolate, the biscuit, oh my god. Literally, if they're sitting in the fridge, you should be scared because I will just come in and I will just eat the whole packet. Like, it is not good for my health, but we don't really care about that, do we? We just care about the biscuits. Here's the thing. I don't care what biscuits you like. I don't care if you hate the biscuits that I like. Everyone has their own opinion and that is absolutely fine. I'm just saying that my opinion is more valid than yours. And that crowns are the best biscuit by far. It could have had its own category at the top. It doesn't because it is on par with the other ones in that category, but it is such a good biscuit. Like, It's just such a good biscuit. I cannot get over this. If you haven't eaten Crowns, you need to eat them. That's just my opinion on the biscuits. If you have a different opinion, I will link the quiz, not the quiz, the tier ranking thing. I'll link it down below because I've put it up. You can rank it yourself and you can tweet it at me at this at. Please tweet me your replies because I can't wait to get absolutely dragged for everything that I just put in there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe down below. Also, leave a comment how you felt about my rankings. You can also tell me to go fuck myself over the wagon wheels, but I don't care because they are awful. So, deal with it, man. Stick around for more content coming soon. I don't have uni anymore, so this is the only creative outlet I have in my life. I will see you when I see you. Bye.